I'm Marie Paoli. I lead network and programs for Blackbox. Blackbox is a Silicon Valley-based nonprofit. We work with entrepreneurs all over the world to elevate their potential, help them to build strong, scalable companies, and connect with their leadership potential. We have two primary programs. We have the Blackbox Connect program, which is our flagship Silicon Valley offering. And we also have the Blackbox Ignite program, which is a 3-day in-country community event with partners all around the world. I think what makes the Blackbox model different from so many traditional accelerators that you see across Silicon Valley and now around the world is that traditional model is very much focused in an investment pipeline. And we recognize that that's super important. Obviously, startups need funding in order to execute on their vision, but we think it doesn't do enough. And so there's a gap that needs to be filled. The way that we fill that gap is by really having an entrepreneur-first approach. So we believe by really investing in laying a solid foundation under the entrepreneur from the get-go, not only do you increase the chances of success for their startup, you increase their potential as a leader to possibly have many ventures that span their career. But we also believe that when you have strong entrepreneurial leaders, you have stronger entrepreneurial ecosystems. And that's what our vision is long term, is to not only bring more people to Silicon Valley, but to invest in the entrepreneur-led creation of more Silicon Valleys around the world. In terms of what makes a Blackboxer, we look for people who are really looking to elevate their leadership potential and not only be able to build a company that's successful or build multiple companies which are successful, but to have a multiplier effect on their communities. People who really are passionate about the potential of entrepreneurship to change the world and to increase economic opportunity in hubs all around the world beyond just Silicon Valley. So in terms of what we hear from Blackboxers that come through the program in terms of the impact that their participation has on them as leaders and on their companies in the medium and long term, we find that people generally are able to just think a lot bigger. And at the same time, there's no sense in being able to think bigger if you don't know how to execute on that vision. So after participating in Blackbox Connect, we find that entrepreneurs are really able to 10x their confidence in themselves. They're able to hone their vision, but they're also thinking on a larger scale. So in terms of actual success stories that we have in our alumni community, we have 9 exits, which we're really proud of, but we find that really 90% of the companies and founders that come through the program go on to do really exciting things. And whether that means being leaders in their startup communities when they go back home and really fostering increased growth there and kind of carrying the torch forward and paving the way for more entrepreneurs to succeed, or that means just building really fantastic companies that bring great products to market and bring those to a global market, especially. Another thing that we're really proud of is 90% of the companies which have come through the Blackbox Connect program are still operating. 60% have gone on to raise funding within 3 to 9 months after the program. So in addition to kind of just this broad transformation, this really positive transformation that we've seen founders go through in terms of that clearer vision, that increased confidence, we actually, we know that this approach works. The numbers speak for themselves.